Hey there guys, Crystal here. I'm back and here to revive this channel. I've decided to go back to my roots with this one, that's for sure. The Kingdom Hearts series is filled with so many intricate details regarding lore or even just little references to Square Enix or Disney. That being said, they're rarely of any importance, they're just neat to notice. These details are generally too brief to even consider putting into my usual facts and trivia videos. This is going to be an entirely new series. That being said, here are the little things of Kingdom Hearts. We begin on Destiny Island, and during the first cutscene, there are two slight mistakes. Kairi's mouth isn't moving during part of her first cutscene. This doesn't surprise me that much, seeing as how it's her undetailed model being used, and it's a faraway shot. They simply didn't need to animate it. Riku is first seen holding a log, which he promptly drops on Sora. This log is gone after that point, and isn't seen once they all get up and start running. Upon entering the cave, take the time to stop and look around. Besides the picture of Donald and a chocobo that was present in the original game, Final Mix has added a few new pictures. There are two hidden Mickeys, a possible picture of the gummy ship in space, although it might just be fish underwater, what appears to be Sora in Atlantica, Disney Castle, arguably Castle Oblivion, Pluto waking Sora up in Traverse Town, a design that looks remarkably like the box for Kingdom Hearts 1.5 with a person with a crown, and finally the Cheshire Cat's face. Take note that you can't see the mainland from either side of the island. This wouldn't be so much of a mistake if you couldn't see this island from the mainland as shown on the Night of the Storm, or even in Kingdom Hearts 2. Talk to Kairi once you've collected all the items she asked for, and she'll mention she's making a charm. This charm is very similar to the Wayfinders Aqua makes in Birth by Sleep, and both are based off the same story. In the close-up shot of Pluto sleeping in his bed, the shadow on his hind leg is off, almost as if the shadow is over his paw rather than under and to the side. Up on the spit of land Sora is on with the dark side, take a look around at the debris littering the space. One is shaped perfectly like a chocobo from the Final Fantasy series, which is also by Square Enix. Once Sora is conscious and walking again, take a look around your new surroundings. Traverse Town is one of the largest areas in this game, so we have a lot of ground to cover. In the middle of the first district, next to a lamp, there is an either angry or stoned palette swap for Tidus from Destiny Islands. The sign above the giant entrance to Traverse Town says, "See you again." While I doubt there's any meaning behind this, I find it funny because next to Olympus Coliseum, you visit Traverse Town in a lot of the Kingdom Hearts games. In the outdoor cafe in the first district, there's a door with a closed sign on it that can never be entered as it will never be open. There's a sign in the first district showing a menu, and in my opinion, a rather expensive one at that. $35 for a bottled drink? I guess the Kingdom Hearts money system has a different value than our own. There's a small clock in the first district that looks like it should belong in Wonderland with its curved hands. In the nephew's item shop, there's a poster on the wall for a riverboat. Could this potentially be a reference to Steamboat Willie? In the shoe shop window, there's a pair of white and pink sneakers that are extremely similar to the pair that Kairi wears later on in Kingdom Hearts 2. The candles on this white building are actually just light bulbs. Snoop around the hotel a bit to find two little neat things that I didn't notice until my most recent playthrough. Examine the first painting by the entrance closest to the first district, and then run down the hallway to examine the painting on the opposite side. A disembodied voice, possibly the manager, will say, "Paintings are great." Swing your keyblade to hit the bell on the counter and hear it ding, followed by more dialogue from the person behind the curtain. A little investigation into the gizmo shop should make it clear that it has a wildlife theme, with bird-shaped levers and deer and butterfly spinning parts. Moving on to the Dalmatian's house, the entire place is covered in pictures of said 99 missing puppies. You know, in case you forget what they look like. The map in the third district has a fire symbol which is supposed to represent the door to Marlin's house. There's a strange Kingdom Hearts symbol high above the third district. Traveling to Wonderland, the evidence that the Queen of Hearts asked you to collect come in the form of little boxes. These boxes have a tiny heart-shaped ribbon on them. Moving on to Olympus Coliseum, the stone carvings around the arena and the front entrance depict various battles. Next, Sora and his friends crash into deep jungle, literally. Climb up to the very top of the treehouse and look at the rooster-shaped wind tracker. It actually moves with the wind. The slides you collect to use with the projector have tiny pictures of gorillas on them. You can smack the globe at the campsite to make it spin. The flagpole at the campsite has the Union Jack on it. Makes sense since Jane, Clayton, and Jane's father, in the movie at least, are British. Mrs. Potts and Chip from Beauty and the Beast are sat on the tea table just outside the tent. There's a map of Africa hung on the tent wall. In the lagoon, there are fruits of some kind hanging beneath the tree platforms around the area. During this cutscene, the globe Turk was playing with disappears in the next shot. Upon exiting the tent after an argument with Sora and the others, Clayton is holding his gun all of a sudden. Some of the barrels in this stack contain wine. Moving on to the next world, The gift box the Dalmatians give you upon returning 5 of their puppies is identical to the box from Wonderland. There's a small optional cutscene in Traverse Town before you go to Monstro. Many people miss it completely. The keyhole which opens up the door from the 3rd district to the 1st has its lock-on symbol above it rather than over it. The merchant who appears in Aladdin's house after you defeat Pot Centipede is in Kingdom Hearts 2 and actually plays a much larger role. There's a palette swap for Waka that only appears once Jafar is defeated. If you leave Agrabah and then return, the Heartless will be back, and this Waka copy will be gone. In the flashback with younger Sora and Riku, the drawings in the secret place are missing, indicating that the Destiny Island kids drew them all. Something I only noticed recently, you can deal friendly fire to Donald and Goofy. This is most easily done by tossing a barrel at them. The chest Pinocchio is rummaging through in the beginning is closed later, and it contains water gleam. Sora isn't actually holding onto his Keyblade as he swims. There are really strange plants near Ariel's grotto. If you look through the window of the sunken ship, you cannot see the chest, which should be in plain sight. The little brown creatures will always turn to face Sora. There are multiple different scary faces in the fencing surrounding the square. In the Doctor's book, there are very crude drawings of a Christmas tree, stocking, and presents, further connecting this world to the movie. All the Heartless are slightly recolored in this world, with the most obvious being the little Shadow Heartless, who have a texture, almost as if they're wearing a costume. In the graveyard, Zero will disappear if you get too close to him. You can't see the chest through the open mouth of the jack-o'-lantern before it explodes. The kids have a basketball hoop with skulls in it in the playroom. There is a distinctly skull-shaped rock near Oogie's torture room. The countdown to Halloween, if Halloween is indeed on October 31st in this world, indicates that it is September 25th when Sora and his friends visit. The ship that initially rams the gummy ship is an entirely different design from Hook's ship. Hook's ship is covered in small designs of knives. Some books in the Hollow Bastion library have butterflies on them. And that's everything I could find. If you found anything else, why not leave a comment below? Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Simply Press Start, where gaming is as simple as pressing start.